Hi, howdy. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana Chu here at SLOWGAZE. I wanted to talk to you about the importance of rituals. I had the fortune of figuring out that meditation in the way that it was presented to me, in the quiet vacuum, the void, the stillness that is, it just wasn't for me, and it's been so difficult to figure out how to properly meditate for myself. Obviously there's no proper way to do it, but I could tell that I was craving something that was really missing from my life that would help me kind of focus and feel like I had all of the intention in the world, and to be able to funnel that and to be able to have that inner focus was just something I really wanted. And I assume if you clicked on this video, you probably want it too. And this was just a mind-blowing moment for me. I was in a class and we were doing an exercise. It was like a field trip. We went to DC because we were in Baltimore at the time. The whole class took a trip to Washington, DC, and we were able to go onto a labyrinth. In my head, like obviously Pan's Labyrinth and the mazes in Harry Potter, I was thinking we were going to walk into this hedge-filled, gorgeous, like foggy Eden, and it was nothing like that. We were in the middle of Washington, DC, as you know, is a completely city government vibe, totally not what I had in mind. So we got off the train, started walking in downtown DC, and then got into a building that was several stories high. Our instructor at the time, and she led us out onto the rooftop, and it wasn't a rooftop garden, it was simply a relatively small area. And if you've ever seen like a true labyrinth, I know there is one, a beautiful one outside of the Folk Arts Museum in New Mexico. It is flat. It's completely flat. It's like a paved rock garden almost. And it just has these maze-like pathways denoted by stone. So it's all kind of in the relief patterns, in a circular pattern that does have an entryway. And then as you wind your way through, you don't get stuck in awkward corners or dead ends. Wind your way through and meander into the center. And once you're in the center, there's another path that leads out. So it's all in this contained framework. Obviously, it was a little lackluster at the moment. Oh, this is it? You know, how are we all supposed to do this? People who are great at sports and get into that training, they know how to quiet their mind or focus on a singularity and maybe block out all the pain. It didn't matter how long I was taking to get to the center, because there was no reward to get to the center, right? There was no one was watching me or timing me or waiting in line. Yes, there was like a tacit understanding that there are people behind me, but there were also people in front of me. So I was kind of paying attention to that. Most of the time I'm focused on other people. If I wasn't careful and I was focusing on someone else's pace through the maze, I would trip up. I wouldn't know where I was going, because obviously you have to follow, your eye is trained to follow the way towards the center. So I had to really focus on my own steps, and I didn't care what other people were doing. So as you can see, you know where I'm going here. What was so magical was I had this intent to go to the center, but it wasn't like the end-all be-all reward. There was nothing waiting for me there except my own satisfaction. If I did focus too much on other people and their pace through this life, essentially this life maze, then I would lose my own footing, and I would always be focused on what other people were doing. During that session, I was able to just enjoy my one foot in front of the other, enjoy the wind around me. It was a little cold. Be me, get to the center, enjoy the center, sit down, get back up, and then when I was ready, there was no cues. I just felt like, okay, I got what I came for, and let me enjoy the rest of the journey back out of the maze just as much as I had enjoyed getting in. So I guess you could say that was a pretty powerful realization, and all it took was that one labyrinth journey. And today I wanted to talk to you about an Earth to You partnership. Earth to You is a brand out in the UK. They're based in London. They're based in organic and beautiful traditional botanicals that are meant for skin and skincare, self-care, but also rituals. And their products are so beautifully, sustainably packaged. They also have really great ingredients and a lot of historical sort of knowledge behind them, all the way back to, like, let's say the Egyptians working with castor oil as not only an ingredient that helps with lash growth or hair growth, it actually strengthens your skin barrier, and there's just so much knowledge. I was able to try their products because they reached out to me, and I fell in love with them. This was not a sponsored video. I did receive things in PR, enough time to play with these daily and nightly routines, and I'm so excited to share what I found. It's something that helps with my intentions. I can set my intentions in the morning, and this is kind of the at night version, because I like getting ready at night, go to bed obviously, but also to set my mind at ease and let go of all of the tensions and all of the, I guess, intentions as well, right? Intentions and out tensions of my day. Without doing this, I usually ruminate a little bit too much, play over the conversations I had during the day. It can be really stressful, and it's very hard for me to let go of some conversations or sticky moments in my head. I'm just that type of person who likes to work through what I did, what I could have done better, what I could have said better. And so with a meditation ritual that is tied into looking back at my face, having sort of an interface with myself in the mirror, also using products that are nourishing and that take a little bit of love to activate, right? It's not just, oh, I spritz it on and it's good, like actually warming it in my hands, or using a gua sha, or having tools and kind of ways to feel the sculpture of my face, to appreciate the living, breathing protection that I get out of my skin, and knowing that I'm giving back to it. Like, that's a really powerful cycle, and I'm just so blessed, I guess. Sorry for that triggering hashtag word, but it really is a blessing to be able to wake up every day and to go to bed every day knowing that I have this ritual as a tool to calm myself down and to give myself back that self-love, to fill my well up again, you know? It's just really nice. So I wanted to share with you my ritual with Earth to You. Thank you so much for being my partner in this, and I really hope that if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow, and I know that I can give you more content like this if you did like it. If you haven't subscribed already, I would love for you to join me back here on SLOWGAZE, which is a channel that is promoting all types of intentional living, minimalism, but also one step further and launching into more maximalism, as in what can we do to take the essentials of our life and focus on the things that we really, really want, and to manifest like the fullest, most abundant life that we can, whilst decluttering all the other stuff. So join me again. I post every single week, and we're gonna take you on a little trip to my bathroom, and we're gonna get unready. We're gonna get ready for nighttime, and I will show you all of the wonderful and calming products that I use and the way that I use them. So see you right over there. This meditative skincare ritual was developed just for me by Earth to You. I start every nighttime with a cleanse. This is by BIPoC. It's an oil-based cleanser. I make sure I press it into my skin to loosen up any makeup. Next, I spritz the Balancing and Toning Organic Rosewater Hydrosol, it's a mist, onto my cleansed skin. This is antibacterial, and it preps my skin for the next step, which is applying a few drops of the Botanical Face Elixir directly into my palms. I warm it up, and then I press it straight into the skin. This also creates the perfect canvas for my own gua sha ritual. This one is by Wildling. I prefer it because it doesn't have any hinges, it doesn't need any batteries, there are no rollers, it's just one stone. I firmly but gently caress my skin with the stone. Different edges create different pressures and different sensations, and I follow my contours. It feels really intuitive once you start actually doing it. It doesn't look like much, but you actually can kind of know your facial structure, and you know where and when to stop and what feels right to relieve tension and puffiness and drain the lymphatic system. I try to go in very gently. I'm not pulling or tugging, and the oil is so paramount to this step because it just glides over my skin, and I'm working out the kinks of my fascia, places with most tension like my brow bones, muscles around my face and my smile lines. I really, really love this step, do it maybe once to 3 times a week. I also ensure that the stone is held at a 30-degree angle to my skin. Otherwise, I'm just sort of dragging it around and not actually pulling taut the fascia underneath my upper dermis. Because it's an evening ritual, I switch the botanical face elixir for a pea-sized amount of this botanical night balm instead. I do use the paddle that's given to me, and I warm it in between my palms. See how quickly it melts? I do rub it together and activate it, and then I press it again into my skin like before. I enjoy this time to massage the oil into my skin, deep breath in, and just take the scent in. It's so calming. Finish the ritual by sweeping the organic cold press castor oil over the lashes and onto my eyebrows. I'm using Earth Tea's reusable bamboo spoolies. You can find them also elsewhere on the interwebs, I'm sure, but this one is great because it feels sturdy and it does exactly what I need it to do. It deposits this rich, thick, golden oil that conditions the delicate hairs that I have to stimulate growth and protect the health of my hair without tugging. I also like to put any excess onto my tattoos and onto the rest of my skin. I give my hands a little massage, and that's the end of my ritual. Maybe your nighttime routine looks a little bit different from mine, but I think the basic steps are there. A cleanser to really feel like you're washing off the day. I love the organic rose water spritzer because it's a mild astringent. It is double distilled from the damask rose. It just smells divine, and it helps me keep my skin damp so that when I put on oils or that night balm, it absorbs all the more deeper and it feels like a richer experience. It tones and balances my skin out as well and just makes sure that everything is in that great sweet spot, that pH balance that I want. You might use different moisturizers, but I love facial oils. It really is up to you whether or not you like to use something that comes in a little pipette or something a little heavier for nighttime. I live in Wisconsin, which gets really cold in the wintertime, and my oily skin, which is so traditionally just oily, needs all the help it can get, even from a really rich jojoba seed and tamanu seed and shea butter elixir that's been integrated and created with 6 amazing botanicals. It just smells so good, and it's all mixed together for over a month, and it just becomes this rich oil that I warm up with my palms, and I really feel like I'm activating it. It's coming alive. So I love, love, love that step, and then I go to bed feeling like I'm just this herbaceous queen. It's just an amazing feeling. The final steps of castor oil conditioning, like you can use castor oil for so many different purposes. It's not just for your lashes, as I mentioned. Because it's naturally sticky, you can use it for other applications on your skin, but I would recommend mixing it with jojoba seed oil, something else a little bit less viscous. Other than that, it's just so full of naturally occurring minerals, fatty acids, and vitamins that your skin naturally drinks in. It just helps with your collagen production and all that jazz. So that's the product side. But for the mental side, the actual ritual of meditation, I think it's really important to know that there is no one perfect way to meditate, but it is also a place of neutrality. It's a paradoxical event. You're basically in your body observing all of the thoughts that come up, observing the sensations on your skin, the wetness, the coldness, the scents, and you're both in that observational space as well as in a very detached space that you can let yourself just breathe a little bit more. Any thoughts that come to mind are just acknowledged graciously, and they're kind of put on a shelf. For the time being, you're basically in your body being you without any distractions. And to get into that flow state, especially for a beginner like myself with meditation, it helps to have a ritual, something that I can kind of move through with autopilot. I have the steps all laid out for me, and it feels like self-care all in one. And this is just such a powerful thing that has helped me develop a more successful mindset. I can relieve stress, and I know I can come back to it whenever I'm feeling a little bit down. So I really love it. It's a daily thing that I do. Let me know down below if you already have a meditation ritual or something that you do every single day. It helps if you have something that you already do every day, like brushing your teeth, obviously washing your face if that's one, putting on sunscreen, or it could be your morning coffee. Just anything that you do already, you can tack on a meditation aspect to it, and it's like a tacked on habit, so you can't mess up and you can't miss it because you're already doing that. So let me know down below if you have any tips to share with our lovely SLOWGAZE community here. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and I will see you on my next video. Thank you again to Earth to You. If you're interested in checking out their products, you do get a 10% off your first order if you sign up for their newsletter, but I have linked everything down below if you're interested. Obviously, you can do this with any skincare product, whatever fits your budget and your lifestyle. Enjoy it. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your meditation, and I will see you in our next video. Adios.